Good afternoon. Welcome to the Parenting Versus podcast. Look at each other.
Well, it's summer.
Yeah.
It's summer here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and
Not what's it? Solar summer, but it is after school summer.
what do you mean?
The school year is over.
Oh, well, I mean, that just means summer to me. So officially, in my mind, it's summer. Although it feels like it's been a never-ending spring break since this whole thing happened. But yeah, kids are out of digital school. That's so weird. And we are sitting on our porch, finally relaxing, trying to wind down. It's Memorial Day, so we were up in Santa Fe at the National Cemetery, paying some tribute to Lorenzo's grandpa.
Right.
With other people.
Lots of other people.
Lots of other people.
Yeah. So I felt a little bit weird this morning because I shared a photo of my grandpa and just said, today I'm remembering my grandpa.
Where, on Facebook?
On Twitter.
Twitter. Oh, that's why I didn't see it.
Yeah. I shared it on Twitter. And I thought, like, wait, what is today? Memorial Day? Like, I had to look up the definition. So Memorial Day is designed, or it's here for us to remember people in the military who have served and died in service. And my grandpa didn't, he didn't die in service. He served in the Army in the Korean War, and then he lived a life after that, and then he passed away like right when I met you. So.
Yeah.
But
I'm hoping the screaming coming from inside is our kids playing.
They're playing puppy.
Okay. And not like some weird screaming thing that now I'm gonna have to deal with.
They have several games that they play. One is puppy.
Yeah.
Which Luke actually plays with them.
Yeah.
I know this is riveting, but it's what you deal with in parenting.
Yeah.
I'm happy when they do anything that's not screen related.
Right.
Because I know that screen related stuff is definitely going to
rot their little brains.
Well, not rot their little brains, but it's going to keep their attention. But like maybe rot their brains. I don't know. There's probably some research behind that. I don't think I'm not like anti-screen, but I know that for myself, I can sit in a chair and just start scrolling and scrolling and just sit there. And I know that the kids can do the same thing on their devices. Well, they don't have devices.
They kind of do, though. They borrow our phones sometimes. They play on the laptops.
They have laptops, yeah.
No, they have
desktop.
They have devices. They have vices also.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. Yeah.
But when they do playing stuff that's not screen related, I'm pretty happy that they're doing it, and I try not to stop them.
Yeah.
But one of them is puppy, and they're like puppies.
I feel like they used to play the game man and cat.
Yeah.
And they've graduated to puppies. Like this is this is man and cat like 2.0.
Well, our two little ones will play a game called Mom and Dad. And today they were playing Mom and Dad.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm. It was this morning.
Oh. Yeah.
And it might be a little bit telling, but I went in there and they didn't know I was there. And Juliet's like, what does she say? We're Mom and Dad, but we don't fight. And I'm like, oh.
That'll make you feel like shit in the morning.
I need to be a better human. So anyways, yeah, that was what I experienced.
I love when they come up with ideas. Like the other day, she's like, Riley, let's play Mom and Dad go to the pet shop. And he's like, yeah, and they get pets. And then they like went off on their merry way. So
yeah,
Mom and Dad went to the pet shop the other day.
Today they had their baby and then they had a puppy. And they were trying to figure out a name for the puppy. So.
Yeah. Man, if that was my only problem.
Yeah, but they get along and like they problem solve, and it's really cool, like watching their little brains work things out. Mm-hmm. Big brains. They're big brains. So
this kombucha is like, I think it's like lavender blueberry. I can't place the taste.
Huh.
I'm like trying to figure it out as I drink it.
Kombucha from?
It is from Thirsty Eye.
Shout out Thirsty Eye.
What up, Thirsty?
They are in downtown. They have beer.
They're not open today though. It's a holiday and also it's a Monday, but.
Are they typically open?
Not on Mondays, no. But Tuesdays.
Tuesdays they're open.
Tuesday
if
through
you want
Sunday.
Beer. You can get growlers, and they have these cans.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
Crawlers now.
Yeah. A lot of the breweries they have cans now, which is really nice.
Well, because it's more sanitary. Like if you're getting takeout beer,
Mm-hmm.
we were talking to them and they were saying like it's just easier and more sanitary that way.
Yeah.
Less hands touch it when
true.
that happens. So
also, like, I know, like, we have a bunch of growlers, but every time I'm out, I'm like, oh, I should get some beer to go. Like, I never have a growler with me.
Yeah.
Like,
This
it's hard
eliminates that
to
problem.
yeah, it's hard to remember stuff. So.
And then you just have a drawer full of orphaned growlers that you forget about, and they stack
then
up.
and then they end up getting donated to Goodwill or whatever.
Wherever, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Today has been kind of a weird day.
Yeah. We went and hung out in Borellis this morning, which was fun.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Had some Zendo.
Yep, shout out Zendo.
Is it
Thanks
Zendo?
for being open, yeah.
Yeah. Zendo coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Walked around the Borellis neighborhood a bit. Drove around Albuquerque. Kind of just enjoyed the morning. My mom had the kids, so that was nice.
Yeah. We were, it was funny, like we were talking about the whole mask thing, and in New Mexico it's mandatory. Like if you're out and you're not exercising and you're not like eating and drinking, like sitting somewhere doing that, you have to have a mask on.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that just don't.
Yeah, even when we were at Zendo,
Yeah.
most people did, but there were a few that just didn't, and I think we were asking the question, like, why?
Yeah. Like what is your reason? Is it like outright defiance? Like
maybe it's I don't have a mask with me, like it feels uncomfortable, like I don't think it works.
Well, but the point is that it's still a law. And like if it's comfort you're after, like figure that shit out, you know?
Yeah.
Like people are dying. I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but we're still not clear. We're still not out of this situation. And there's people dying, and like don't be the asshole that doesn't wear a mask in public. Like don't be that guy. Cuz everybody's going to look at you and be like, "What a dick."
Hot take, guys, everybody. Watch out. There's a hot take happening.
But seriously, like I kind of want to just look at people and be like, "What's your reason?" Like I'm really curious to know, are you like claustrophobic? That's one thing.
Yeah.
But also, if you're claustrophobic and you don't want to wear your mask in public,
like you're worried about like not being able to breathe.
Have your friend get your coffee, or like stay in the car while your significant other does the coffee run. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I just don't understand like that whole thing. It's confusing to me. And then you have like people that are very conservative that are like, our rights are being taken away. I'm not going to let the government tell me what to do. And you're like, dude, get over it. Like,
I don't think that's conservative. I think that's just, like you said, defiance or whatever. I don't know.
The point is, don't try and be like, you're not going to like start a revolution by not wearing your mask. So just like put it on, okay?
They might start a revolution.
Okay. Then after they're going to, like shortly after, they're all going to like get coronavirus and be really sick. So.
Yeah. Well, either way, I'm glad when we have those times when we don't have to worry or think about this darn virus, this coronavirus, this COVID-19, because I think we all need that. And this weekend was a really great opportunity for us to kind of not think about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful that you planned out an Earthship getaway for us. You even hiked up halfway up a mountain with me, which is really great. Like,
you should explain to people what an Earthship is, because
all right, so
that's not a common term.
No,
I don't think a lot of people are aware of like Earthship.
Well, I'm not even sure if I know, but anyway,
I think you do.
My birthday happened.
I'll Google it while you're explaining.
Well, I can give the definition that I think it is.
Okay.
My birthday happened this last week or whatever.
He's 26.
I'm 26. Lindsay's a cradle robber.
I love robbing me some cradles.
Gross. And Lindsay scoured the internet for what's up?
I just had a really cool realization.
What did you realize?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. So for my birthday, Lindsay checked out. What's the
Airbnb
rented
Airbnb?
Yeah, Airbnb'd an Earthship in Taos, New Mexico. So Taos is popular for just weird stuff, and we went to this place, this Earth ship, and I'll get to it. An Earth ship, like, I'll get there. An Earth ship is a structure, a residential structure specifically that is self-sustainable. So on site, it has its own ways to get water, electricity, gas, everything. It's off the grid. Should be off the grid.
It's a self-sustaining, completely eco-friendly home. It's passive solar, and it's
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think this Earth ship was as hardcore as some of the other ones that you see on like other parts of Taos.
Okay, but hang on. Here's what I just discovered.
What did you discover?
I want to read this, and then I want to just, okay. An Earthship is a brand of passive solar earth shelter that is made of both natural and upcycled materials, such as earth-packed tires, pioneered by architect Michael Reynolds. Guess who the owner of the Earthship was that we rented it from?
Was it Michael Reynolds?
It was Michael Reynolds. So we actually stayed in his Earthship.
Oh, cool.
And he pioneered it. And that one, the one that we stayed in, was actually the first one in Taos that was ever built. And that was it started in 1974, and it was finished in 1979, I believe.
Wow, it took a while.
76, I'm sorry.
Took a while.
2 years. So we stayed in his Earthship, and that was the very first one. So it's a little more primitive than other ones.
Yeah. I've heard of some Earth ships that even use like the sewage to heat the house, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That Earth ship, it seemed like it was connected to sewer, like a sewer system, but I mean, I don't know.
You can go to Earthship Global, and you can find Earthships for sale. There's academy sessions. They build Earthships. There's a visitor center. There's an eco nightly rental if you want to check that out. There's an Earthship store, and there's one in Phoenix you can check out. So it says sustainable architecture building school, eco housing, evolved homes, sustainability, self-sufficiency, Michael Reynolds, and green housing. He's like the Earthship guru.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm pretty proud of him.
I don't even know him, but I'm proud
I don't know
of him.
you, Michael Reynolds, but I stayed in your house the other night, and I have to say,
cool.
I am impressed.
They called it the Hobbit House.
Yes, which was wonderful.
It looked because it was like kind of dug into the ground.
You can go on the earthshipglobal.com, and you can check out webinars and like all these different things. 6 human needs for a harmonious life on Earth, like
Right.
and how to get them in your Earthship. Garbage management, sewage treatment, shelter, clean water, energy, and food.
Right. Yeah, it was a blast. So we stayed there. They had really, really comfortable sheets that we couldn't find the name of.
I know
there was
we
no
looked.
tags.
Gosh, they were probably sewn by like. I don't know.
They were probably Brooklyn.
I don't know. They were probably sewn by hippies in Taos in the
maybe.
forests, whilst playing Fleet Foxes on.
Do you
like,
sew
repeat.
cloth? How do you get cloth? It's on one of those big things.
I would like to say though, just one thing. The Earthship Biotecture Academy 2020 is the best building school in the world. Alternate theory and practice for an entire month, so you can learn how to build your own Earthship, and you can partner with Western University of Colorado, so you can get a credit towards a mastery in environmental management.
Wow. Pretty cool.
Fancy pantses. See, this is the man. That's him.
He looks like an Earthship man.
Yep.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, so that was a blast. I mean, we just used the place to sleep and watch David Blaine videos. But our kids are screaming. Huh.
Hooray.
Should we pause?
Guess we're up for our first parenting pause here.
Yeah, we haven't done a podcast in a while where there's kids involved.
Nope.
But they're here.
Sure haven't.
They are here. Wait,
Oh, look, hands-on living and learning experiences in Taos, New Mexico.
Huh.
It's a 3-week internship, and be prepared for serious fun.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, we had fun. We stayed there. We watched David Blaine videos, drank some beer. It was
Lots
great.
of beer and whiskey.
It was great. Do we still have that?
Yeah, somewhere.
Oh, it's probably in the trunk of my vehicle.
Yeah, probably.
I should get that.
Yep.
I'm like, oh yeah, we had whiskey. I forgot. No, yeah. So we did that, and then we went to, and I'm gonna post some YouTube videos here in a second. But on the way up, which was really fun, we just kind of were driving, and we're driving through the Cibola National Forest. Cibola? Is it Cibola? Carson.
Carson.
we're driving through the Carson National Forest, which is like it's protected land. This part of the forest wasn't actually a forest. It was just like
Mesa and
mesa, and there was like chamisa bushes everywhere. It was wilderness,
bumpy
for sure.
rolling.
Yeah, but there was a forest road, and I was like, hey, or I don't know whose idea it was, mine or yours,
It's
but
yours,
and I was like, hey, you want to take that road? And you're
yes.
like, and like you were just like all into it, so I was like,
Yeah.
hey, cool, let's go. And I rolled with it, and literally,
Yeah.
and that was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
I loved just driving. We had no agenda, nowhere to go, nowhere to be.
This is the part of traveling without kids that I feel like we
Yeah.
rediscover is like,
I mean,
oh yeah, we don't have to have
Yeah.
a game plan and a schedule because we can do whatever we want.
I want to get there with
know.
kids.
We will, but
I
they're
know,
young.
but right now they're just
They're
too little, and
cranky.
every kid I think just goes through a whiny phase, and Luke's has come and gone, and it's come back again. Riley's has come and gone and come back again, and the same thing with Juliet. Like they go through these whiny phases.
And that's like 3 times in
Yeah.
whiny stereo.
Yeah,
So we're kind of just like not like we know our limitations right now with traveling, which is fine.
yeah.
They did really well on our road trip last year though, but I think we had to like really mentally gear them up for
Yeah,
that. It
we
was crazy.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. We just did that, and we hung out.
We also went to the Taos Valley ski basin to the base of the lift, and it was
Taos Ski Valley.
Yeah, it was completely abandoned, which was crazy. We sat on the ski chairs and just like drank beer in the mountains and
Talked.
and it was beautiful. And it was so crazy because it just felt like a movie set. There was nobody there, but there were these huge towering hotels and shops and restaurants, everything closed, of course, but like quiet.
Yeah.
And it was like we were the only people there, and it just didn't even feel real. It felt like a virtual reality like simulation.
Right.
God, I'm a nerd.
So Taos Ski Valley is one of the
I want to put on the VR goggles.
Yeah, we can. We can. We have VR goggles. That's right.
Dorks.
Nerds. Anyways, so Taos Ski Valley is like the nicest ski place in the whole state, and
Nay, the world.
I mean it's world class. They say, I don't know, like maybe that's just what they say, but
They have the Blake Hotel, which is a fine establishment if you're looking for a romantic getaway. Which I mean, not you, but like anyone who's listening to this, and maybe us too.
or they're just talking about me, like, hey,
I mean, no, I'm for anyone. It's beautiful. These cottonwoods are like shooting cotton all over the place, like little snowflakes, and it's like it just almost got in my mouth.
yeah,
This is crazy.
yeah, it is.
No wonder my
little
allergies are
windy.
going nuts right now. But yeah, so we sat at the base and just had a couple beers, sat in the sunshine, talked, laughed, enjoyed life, enjoyed
Played
the day.
Fleet Foxes in the woods.
We braided each other's hair in a field of daisies. I'm just
We
kidding.
frolicked.
That didn't
Yeah,
happen. I rode a
But
coyote like a
Blake-
horse into the sunset. What?
yeah. The
And I
Blake
was
guy.
like, "Ow!"
Exactly.
I'm scaring the birds.
That needs to be animated. Like somebody needs to animate Lindsay
Riding a
Lindsay,
coyote into
yeah.
the sunset of the mountains.
And howling,
And
yeah.
howling
Yeah.
while drinking a beer. Sounds about right.
Yeah. So no, it was a blast. I mean, we just enjoyed the weather, enjoyed the time together.
I enjoyed the lack of Karens in the area. That was nice.
Yeah. We saw a nice waterfall.
Yeah, we
Which
did. We
was
hiked
great.
up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was great. We didn't have to think about pandemics. We didn't have to think about social distancing because it was just us. And
Yeah, it was a really pleasant time.
yeah.
And then the next day we went up with our other couple that we were there with, friends. And we were going to go to Williams Lake, and
Decided to do something different.
there were so many people the
There
next
were.
day. Like,
It was
insane.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many people from all over the place too. Like we saw Tennessee, Texas, Colorado.
Tennessee, so many Tennesseans.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't either. California.
California.
It's like everybody was tired of being quarantined in their state, so they decided to come to ours. Which I'm like, keep your corona far away from us, because New Mexico doesn't want it, okay?
Right.
Go home, California.
Yeah, but I feel sort of hypocritical too because I was out. You know, I was contributing.
But
to,
you didn't go, like, state hopping.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't go to Texas and start, like, coughing on everyone without
Yeah.
your mask and your
Texas,
big-ass
go to
car.
your own dang mountains. Wait, you don't have any.
You guys have a huge state and water. Like,
Go wrestle some cattle.
That's right. We also started
Texas.
watching a new Netflix series, new for us, which
Oh yeah.
we've been binge watching, and it's been great.
How to Be a God in Central Florida.
On Being a God in Central Florida.
On Being a God in Central Florida with Kirsten Dunst.
Love
I didn't
it.
realize it's a few years old.
Love it.
Yeah, it's on MLMs. It's kind of... I think it has the formula for a really good series because every time I've watched a really good series, I've had this kind of uncomfortable feeling, like... You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Game of Thrones gave me this uncomfortable feeling, like the tension. And so did Breaking Bad. Like we watched the first couple episodes of Breaking Bad, and I'm like, I can't do this. Like I don't like anybody. But that was the whole point. Like I don't know.
I think the best TV characters are like anti-heroes or people that are just like, they are likable at the beginning and then they just become unlikable because they're so human that they are flawed, you know?
Right.
I don't know. It's an interesting series. It's about MLMs. It's taking place in the late 80s or early 90s. And the MLM that she's a part of is supposed to kind of echo the whole Amway movement. So it's kind of interesting stuff.
MLMs just...
They irk me.
Yeah, I don't usually give them any attention because...
Oh, they make me so mad.
Yeah, I know they're bullshit, and it makes me sad that people are a part of it and like lose out on money and time and energy, and families are like hurt by them.
I think a lot of them though now, like a lot of MLMs prey on women, and that's probably why. I mean, I'm not like men maybe don't see the annoyance as much as women do, because they prey on women like me who are like used to working and then they're home with their kids and they still want to do something viable and contribute, and they want to feel that feeling of being important and working and having that value. And so they prey on people like me and like women who are just trying to support their families or can't get a full-time job because they either can't afford daycare or they can only work part-time or they have to work from home if they get a job. It definitely finds those sweet spots about those issues, and it's like, but hey, wouldn't this be appealing if you could be your own boss and work from home and spend time with your kids?
Yeah.
And it's just like, no.
It seems like the early...
No, bitch. Like...
the beginnings of those MLMs started with, I mean, according to what I'm noticing from the show, was from like men who wanted to provide for their family and they were finding their jobs to be like not fulfilling and wanted to do something great, like but maybe found themselves trapped in a career or whatever it may be. That's what it seems like it started off as. I mean, just from the show and the couple of Wikipedia articles I looked up on that Amway thing or whatever. So I don't know, but today you're right. It doesn't seem like it's really targeting men.
No, they just found a different niche market to go after.
But why does it target women who are in part of like religious communities though? Like I feel like churches have a ton of women who are trying to get you to buy some oils, like or having some sort of Pampered Chef. Is Pampered Chef an MLM?
Yep.
Yeah. I've heard of Pampered Chef. I've heard of like, what's the one? Young Living. Isn't there doTERRA?
Yep.
By the way, how can there be two competing MLMs that are oils? Like what? Like, is there enough room in the market for that much oil?
But they'll sit there and tell you there is.
Yeah. And those oils aren't they really expensive for like a little tiny, like half-ounce little vial? And you can get the same shit at Walgreens, right?
Right.
And like, are they supposed to like believe that their essential oils are something different? Like,
yes.
I don't know.
If you look up the definition of snake oil and the actual history of snake oil and snake oil salesmen, it's the same freaking thing.
Really?
Yes. Back in the turn of the century, snake oil salesmen would go and they would try to sell snake oil as a cure-all for
And they
things.
would say like it had healing parts.
It had almost mystic powers, like according to these salesmen. And if you listen to like a pitch about like an essential oil like MLM, some of them will use the Bible and be like, well, Jesus was given frankincense and myrrh, and those are essential oils, and so we are supposed to be using these oils for healing because even Jesus did it. And it's like, no, wrong, dude. They smell good. That's about it. And let me just tell you, like, if you're going to go the biblical route, people in the Bible probably smelled terrible.
Yeah.
Because they didn't shower.
Any sort of scent is gonna help you out. Right?
Also, think about wearing sandals on your cracked ass feet.
Oh,
You're gonna need some oils to like moisturize.
Right.
It was purely functional in the most like primitive sense. It wasn't
Right.
like a mystical healing tool.
You weren't rubbing it on your belly button to like cure your upset stomach or whatever.
Or like using it because it has antibodies or it's anti-inflammatory. Like, give me a freaking break, you guys.
Yeah.
So, point being, I get really mad when MLMs take advantage of women, especially because women are already, like, we have it hard enough.
Yeah.
Like, in society, we have a big enough job trying to, like, be wives and be mothers and deal with that shit and deal with mom shaming and school schedules and keeping our house clean and working part-time
mom
or
shaming?
full-time.
What is mom? I keep eating seeds.
You poor naive man.
What is mom shaming?
Let me find you the definition.
You don't know?
I mean, I can explain it to you, but it's just easier if I define it because that way...
You don't even know what mom
I
shaming is.
have been mom shamed.
How dare you? You should be ashamed of yourself.
I have been mom shamed.
Is it like you're not color coding like your kids' activity packets or some shit?
I mean, it could be. It's basically making other moms feel inferior because of the way they parent. Mom shaming. Mom shaming is bullying other moms for their parenting choices in subtle and sometimes not so subtle aggressions sprinkled into playgroup conversations. So like, oh, oh, that's nice that you let your baby eat cookies. Mine only eats organic, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a small way for some women to gain stature among a group by tearing down others. And as horrible as it sounds, it's an easy trap to fall into. So you can look at other, like, it's criticizing or degrading a mother for her parenting choices because they differ from the choices the shamer would make.
Oh, you don't wash your kids' strawberries before you give them to them?
Oh, you give your kid dairy? Well, dairy's really bad.
That blueberry has a GMO.
Right. No, for real. Oh, you don't use hemp seed oil for all of your baby's lotions? That must be really hard on their skin.
Yeah.
I mean, you can mom shame however you want, but fuck all you mom shamers, for real.
Whoa.
No, I mean, I'm just going to say it. Like,
no, I get you there.
It's just, it's petty. It's stupid. And so when you look at, like, and a lot of these companies, I should say this, a lot of these companies use mom shaming to try to get you to buy their things. Well, don't you love your children? Don't you want the best for them? Don't you want them to be healthy? You should use this Norwex cleaner because it's free from pesticides and it's free from all these chemicals. And if you love your family, you want them to be healthy, right? So you should make a healthy, informed choice for them.
Yeah.
And that's why you should buy this overpriced crap.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, and so that's what it is. Oh, you want your babies to be healthy. You don't want to pump them full of chemicals and medicines, do you?
Medicines.
You need natural medicine. You should use essential oils.
Medicines.
I also don't vaccinate my children.
Yeah.
Whatever. But, yeah, mom shaming. It's just moms making other moms feel like shit for no good reason. I mean, if you want to be blunt about it.
How dare you use chemicals?
What do you mean you didn't brush your daughter's hair? My little Esmeralda lets me brush her hair 5 times a day. Well, your little Esmeralda sounds like a bitch.
As a chemistry teacher, I hate when people say that. Oh, you're not using chemicals, are you? Like, well, everything's a freaking chemical. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, these are probably the same moms that only shop at Whole Foods and make you feel really bad about like going to Walmart from time to time because you have to. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just silly. It's silly and you shouldn't do it. See, and I just mom shamed somebody who goes to Whole Foods all the time, and I didn't even mean to.
Did you mom shame somebody who's mom shaming?
I don't know. It's like a mom shaming vortex of despair. Just be nice. Look at other mothers. Support them.
It's hard to be nice, too.
But don't support them in their MLMs. Like, I would, and it sucks because I've had friends that have gone into these MLMs, and it's like, I want to support you as a human and as a person, but I am not going to support some shady-ass company who's taking advantage of you because really they're the ones that are making money. It's not you. I will support you by watching your kid. I will support you by inviting you over for dinner. I will support you by being a listening ear when you need to vent.
Right.
I am not going to buy your essential oils. I am not going to buy your dietary supplements. I'm not going to buy your cleaning stuff. Please stop inviting me to your cleaning parties. I'm not going to come ever.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so hard when you're like constantly bombarded with these things and you're nicely like dodging them left and right.
How many downlines can there be?
That's exactly it. Once you saturate your circle of friends, you're done.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to make money. If you, like, let's say you, and that's why it's a pyramid scheme. But that's why, like, okay, so I'm selling free-range chickens. Okay, that's my MLM. It's called chicken
They're
test.
special chickens.
They're special chickens because they're free range. They're a lot smarter than regular chickens because they've been raised on this MLM chicken farm, and to boot, they're just really, really handsome chickens. They just look really good, right? They look really pretty chickens.
Does your free range chicken turn me on?
I mean, I'm sure I could find a spin to where that would happen, and that might be a benefit
cool.
of buying these chickens.
I'm down.
But so here's the thing. So I'm
Let's
selling
go.
chickens, right? And I get my two friends, like Karen and Barb, because I have friends named Karen and Barb. Karen and Barb to start selling free range chickens, and they're in my downline, right? But the thing is, Karen and Barb and I probably know the same circle of people, right? So it's just a matter of who gets to them first. And then eventually we're all just selling free range chickens to each other.
That's yeah.
To meet like a
quota.
quota. Thank you. And then on top of it, the company says, well, in order to be this level of marketer in our company and to be quote unquote successful, you have to not only sell free range chickens to your friends, but you also have to keep a backstock chicken farm in your backyard of extra chickens in case you need them. And you have to buy these chickens outright, but then you can sell them. You can sell them off. So really you're just in the hole, and then you have a bunch of fucking chickens in your backyard. And that's how MLMs work.
Lessons by Lindsay. Thank you.
Don't buy those chickens, guys.
Yeah, MLMs.
They're not as pretty as they look. But don't do it. Anyway, there's a lot of anti-MLM groups sprouting up, which is like music to my soul. And they're exposing a lot of this stuff too.
Maybe this is just something like a marker, or like I don't know what the word is. It's just showing us a bigger problem with our culture and our society.
Well,
because
people
women
are greedy.
no, that's not that. Like that too.
Oh,
Yes.
like people are
yes,
greedy.
people are greedy. I agree.
Yeah.
But here's the problem is that these women want to have some sort of purpose. They want to provide for their families.
They want to find out where they fit.
They want they want to like have an impact on their finances for their family, and I have no doubt that every single mom, woman, whoever it is that's getting into these MLMs, they have the best of intentions. They want to do something good for their family,
but you also
they're not. So, but these MLMs they're not helpful. In fact, they're hurtful.
They're the opposite of helpful.
Yeah.
Nobody makes money in an MLM. 99.8% of women lose money in an MLM.
So the problem is not like the moms. The problem is the culture that we're set up in. Like these women should be able to be set up to make money and have jobs, and
you should be able to go to
school,
have it both
and
ways.
You know what I mean?
Well, and that's why we talk about universal childcare for working parents. That would be such a relief off so many parents' backs, because you could have both. And
like women empowerment, like maybe we should all just be feminists and just say like this is these big stupid MLM companies like taking advantage of women who have nowhere else to go, and they want to
they want a
provide.
Sense of community too. They want other women who make them feel like they are in the same boat and they understand those struggles. And and it's hard because I've been there, not in an MLM, I'll never do that, but like I have been in that spot where it's like society tells you can't be a good mother and a good employee and a good wife. So one of those things has to fall by the wayside. So if you're a good employee, you're probably not a great mom because you're never home. Or if you're a great mom, you're probably not a great employee because you're having a hard time at work because your kid's sick, or you have to miss work because they have a school thing. The way we have things set up, it's so hard for women to meet all of these check boxes and feel like they're valuable and feel like they can do all of these things in balance. And that's our fault.
Then you got to think about your priorities too.
Right.
Like they have to be ranked, I guess, like in your mind.
But why can't I be a good... And that's where MLMs hit women, is like, they'll say, why can't you be a good wife and a good mom and a good provider? You can if you do this. You can have all those things if you do it this way. And that's appealing, and I get it.
Yeah. I know that for me, my priority for sure is my family before my career and before my job. But if I put my career and my job to the side, sometimes my family might suffer, I guess. So... But I don't know.
It's really sad too, because like with coronavirus, a lot of these companies are coming out of the woodwork, and
MLMs?
Yeah, They're really hustling hard. They're trying to prey on people's job instability and insecurity right now.
Also, a lot of brick and mortar places are shut down.
So they're saying, oh,
like
you know,
you can't get the Smiths makeup. I guess you can't get the Smiths makeup, but like, I don't know. Think of the store, whatever makeup. I don't buy makeup.
I don't really buy. Yeah, I'm not.
So
like
buy
an
Mary
expensive
Kay or
makeup buyer.
buy Avon or whatever.
Well, or they'll simply say, you know, we know that times are hard and you're struggling. If you want to make a little extra to help your family out, all you have to do is, you know, drop
Can you just
$5,000 on
buy?
a starter kit.
Are you able to just buy instead of like being recruited to sell?
You can.
Like you can, like if I want, say I do whatever reason like doTERRA.
A lot of people will start selling it, or they'll join somebody's downline so they get the discount, so they can buy it for themselves. But the difference is, if you're gonna do that, you still have to meet these certain target goals, or else.
But you can't just have a dealer.
I mean, I guess you could.
Like
But
if somebody
a lot of women end up getting sucked in that way.
if somebody was selling Pampered Chef and I'm like, oh, I like the Pampered Chef stuff, like I can't just buy it.
You could, but they want you to go to a party, and then they'll try to hustle you and say, well, you know, maybe you could just host this party for me, and then you'll get the discount. So then you host the party for your friend, and then soon your friend's like, you're really good at this. Have you ever thought about blah, 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 selling the, and then it's like, no, leave me alone. No, stop
Just
bugging
here
me.
for the Cutco knives.
Yeah, right. Oh.
Is Cutco a thing? MLM?
Yeah, but it's, I think it's been pretty exposed.
Really?
Pretty terrible.
Yeah.
And a lot of these MLM companies too, like they don't disclose their earnings statements. They don't disclose their financials. So you can't actually track or see the data on how much money is being lost, but it's a lot.
Okay, we're gonna have a parenting pause,
The movie's over. Can we play Xbox?
and we'll see. We're gonna have a parenting pause. We will be right back. Okay, we're back.
We're back.
So don't do an MLM. They're bad for you.
Yeah,
I mean, and
bad
if
for
you
business.
and if you do, I mean, I hope you find something else.
You should probably look elsewhere. Just, yeah,
But
probably.
anyways, yeah. That's what's been on our minds. Masks, New Mexico, Taos, Earthships, MLMs. I don't know. I think things are going to be smoothing out a little bit now that school's out, which is kind of nice. So
Yeah.
parents, if you've been doing homeschooling, you made it. Let's hope this summer, like, things get better as far as the research and looking for a vaccine. And I'm really hoping that when August comes around that, like, kids are going to be getting back to school. So
I'm kind of scared of like a superbug merger
yeah,
between like flu season and coronavirus.
yeah, kind of am too.
Like it could be so much worse. Like,
Yeah,
you know, I don't know. I worry, and I need to stop worrying about it because
yeah.
it's just not worth
Right.
worrying about.
I haven't watched the news in a while. And when this all started, I think we were watching the news like almost every day. And now we haven't watched it in a while. Like, I have no idea what's going on right now.
Yeah. No, I think
But it's fine. Like,
that's probably good.
yeah. So, anyways,
I
you
know.
want to wrap up?
Well, I was gonna.
Did you have something else you wanted to talk about?
Oh, goodness. I was going to say, I just wanted to speak to the moms out there,
Speak.
and maybe the dads too. But
Yeah.
I did want to say 2 things. Thing number 1, you have value and you have worth, and you are better than any MLM, and you don't need it to have value or worth. And you also don't have to be 100% a great mom, wife, and employee 100% of the time. That's just not humanly possible.
Yeah.
Cut yourself some slack. Allow yourself some mental health time. Do something that you like, that you're good at, that you enjoy, and don't worry so much about trying to check all the boxes because you're a parent. It's not going to happen. It's okay. You're allowed to not check all the boxes. There are parents out there that are forgiving and understand that that's, not realistic. So don't be too hard on yourself. And, you know, if you need to find a part-time job just for socialization, go the traditional route, honestly. And also, you know, for fathers and dads, if your spouse, girlfriend, like loved one is trying to get into an MLM or they're thinking about it, tell them no.
Working at Starbucks would be kind of cool, actually.
That was a great job.
Yeah, like I think like today, like when I look back, Starbucks was fun. Like I don't know, I got free coffee. I got my mark out all the time.
Markout's like a free pound of coffee.
Yeah, you get a free pound of coffee. I don't know if they still have that benefit or not, but dude, like
I knew a lady when I worked at Starbucks.
Oh, and she did it for the benefits, right?
She did it for the benefits. Like she literally, she was a mom. Her kids had just gone to college, and she was like,
"Hey, Lindsay."
She was like, "I don't know, like what I'm doing with myself," and she started working at Starbucks with us just for the benefits. And you know, she got free coffee, and now she's like a shift manager at the one down the street from us.
Oh yeah.
And she loves it. It's amazing, and it's been a really good just opportunity for her. And their benefits are incredible. They have a 401k. They have tuition reimbursement. They have a lot of good benefits to actually working there. And again, with an MLM, you're not going to get benefits. No. And that is the benefit of working for a real job.
Yeah. Or start a podcast.
Start a podcast.
Well, I mean,
you're not going to make money.
Yeah. You're going to make shit.
No, but husbands, like, be supportive, but also don't let your wife, fiance, girlfriend, significant other, don't let them get suffered.
I think it's like...
Suckered. Don't let them get suckered, because people are going to tell them, oh, he's not supporting you. Oh, he just doesn't believe in your dream. And the thing is, it's nobody's dream to get broke. Like, it's nobody's dream to be broke, and it's nobody's dream to, like, hustle cheap, ugly leggings on the side for, like, minimal payback.
Right.
So just call bullshit on that right away in a nice way.
I think, yeah, for sure, like, validate that your wife wants to have an impact and wants to have purpose and wants to contribute and all those other things. They're all great, but there's other ways, and there's other ways to support, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully I'm doing that.
Well, no, you are. And I think even you just telling me, hey, like, I appreciate what you're doing here. Like, I appreciate that you're creative, and I appreciate that you're talented, and I appreciate that you... One thing that I like that you do is, like, you tell me small things. Like, you'll say, hey, I really appreciate that you, like, took out the trash in the bathroom today. It's simple. Yeah. But it's needed.
I hate the roles, you know what I mean?
Yeah, gender roles suck, man.
It just so happens that I have the career or whatever, but, like, if it was flipped, I'd be totally fine, like, staying at home with the kids, and I don't know.
Which I'm grateful for, too.
Like, if you wanted to do your thing, like, I'll stay home. I don't care.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Well, and just to supplement that, if you're looking for a good podcast to listen to about MLMs, please listen to the Dream podcast.
Should we segue into what are you listening to, or did you have additional?
No, I just wanted to kind of segue into that. Like, the Dream podcast talks all about the history of MLMs. All
right. So, Lindsay, what are you listening to?
Well, I'm not listening to The Dream because I binge listen to them.
Oh, so you're done with it?
For now.
You finished
until they come up with a new season, but yeah.
Okay.
What else am I listening to?
Who's the host of that?
Oh, I forget her name, but she's wonderful.
Does she just go into details on...
She goes into the history about it. She goes into...
Like each company?
Not each company, but she pulls them as reference. She'll do the history. There's one episode in particular called Women's Work, which talks about kind of what we were talking about today. The economic structure of a pyramid scheme, the business model structure. She actually joins an MLM just to, like...
No way? Like, just incognito?
Yeah.
Like, she's, like, spying on them?
Yeah. Just to kind of see, like,
did she have to buy, like, $10,000 worth of leggings in order to do that? Or
it was some makeup MLM, and she was talking... She did a review about it where she's like, you know, I sort of just felt like this isn't, like, a superior product, and I'm not really sure why we're charging this kind of money. But anyway, it's really good. So the Dream podcast... is really, really good. I listened to the 48 Hours podcast just because I'm a dork. And then, oh my goodness, where is it? Down the Hill, The Delphi Murders is a good one if you like true crime. Sad, but also good. Another MLM podcast that you could listen to is Living the Scheme. And it's got a pyramid on the front of it. Which I really enjoy. And Spooked, I'm waiting for them to come out with their new episodes. They haven't yet, but I'm waiting for it. And then another local podcast that a friend of mine here in Albuquerque has is called the True Consequences podcast.
Yeah.
Eric, good guy. He does a little bit of true crime and weird, strange stories from the New Mexico area. So
Met him, hung out with him for a few minutes. He's a really nice guy.
yeah, he's a nice dude. So True Consequences podcast is a great one too.
He talks about like different. Are they cold cases in New Mexico? Is that typically what he goes into?
Yeah, usually cold cases.
There's a lot, I guess.
He has a very interesting background with a crime. His younger brother was murdered when he was just a baby, and so he goes into a lot of the cases that are unsolved because I think that this is kind of his way of trying to help other families get justice for their cases as well.
Right.
So it's a really good. It's not always about true crime. He has one called Spies in New Mexico, which is a really interesting episode. We had some spies here in New Mexico back in the day.
Yeah.
And you can learn about that story if you want to. And then there's one called Crazy Creepy Cults, which is true. I love that one. Northern New Mexico has a lot of those, so that's always fun.
Any music?
Music, gosh, yes, music, so much music. I just have to pull it up because my brain is so tired. So tired. I've been listening to Le Loop. It's a band. I like them. A lot of Run the Jewels. I think I said that last time. And then Glass Animals came out with a new single called Dreamland.
Yeah, they've had a couple singles come out.
Yeah, and they did a completely Corona quarantine video in their apartment, which was really cool. I've been listening to Noah Cyrus, Miley Cyrus's sister.
Didn't know she had a sister.
She does, and Noah Cyrus is like the emo kind of sing-songy sister of Miley Cyrus. She's not
is she
poppy.
country?
No, I would say she's kind of bluesy.
Interesting.
I like her a lot more.
Really?
Yeah. So I've been listening to that. And then we've been listening to Bruno Mars in our family.
Oh, gosh. I'm done with Bruno Mars. Yeah, there's a couple of songs they just get stuck. I think it's just those pop songs that are just so memorable. I don't know.
Yeah, and then I've been going back to some classic Calexico, which is a great band, in my opinion. So.
Very good. It's my turn?
It's your turn. What
am I listening to? Okay, so... podcasts. So I've been revisiting a couple of podcasts that I haven't really listened to in a long time. When I do laundry, that's my podcast time. I don't know if you notice. I put the AirPods in.
That's why I'm always like, I'll do laundry. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Let me do it.
Well, usually when I do laundry, it's after bedtime, and I'm trying to knock it out so that we can watch our shows or whatever. But
so we can watch our anti-MLM shows. Please
Mommy.
don't pull that, Riley Boo.
Oh, we have all the kids with us here.
Mommy.
What's up, Juju?
Can we ride our bikes?
It's already time for dinner.
Can we rather have some Xbox then?
No, you guys can go inside for a minute, and then we're gonna have dinner.
Please. And then ride our bikes.
No, it's already gonna be bedtime.
Really awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna pause, and then I'm gonna finish my what am I listening to? Is that cool? I don't think we've ever paused like this late in the show, but
I know.
let's pause because I do have some things I'm listening to. We'll be back. All right, we're back.
That was quite the parenting pause, you guys.
It was. Yeah, we had dinner. The kids were done. And when the kids are done, the kids come first.
Yeah, our 8-year-old freaked out because we took the Xbox away. And that was like, what fresh hell is this? And
Fresh hell? I've never heard that.
What fresh hell is this?
Never heard that.
Oh, it's an expression. I'm sure you'll get acquainted with it. So it got ugly. It got pretty ugly for a minute. He was like ugly crying in his room.
Whatever. Like he loves video games. I get it. I love video games too.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't.
I have a
ugly
video
cry
game
over.
date with one of my friends
You do.
tomorrow.
I think it's tonight, isn't
Shout
it?
out Sean. No, it's Tuesday.
Oh.
Anyways, all right. So you said what you were listening to. Did you want to add to any of that?
No, I want to
Okay.
know what you're listening to.
All right. So podcasts, I said I was starting to come back to some podcasts I haven't touched in a while. In fact, I even unsubscribed to them because I just didn't like them anymore, but I just thought I would check them out again. One, and I think part of this, I revisited them because of an event that took place on the Liturgist podcast. So the Liturgist podcast, I've been listening to since like 2015, I think. I think when we went to San Francisco, I was listening to a couple of their first episodes on the way back, and it really resonated with me because of some of the things that they were saying about the Christian faith, and I'm part of the Christian religion, and but there were some things that I had a big issue with, like evolution denial and Bible inerrancy and all this other stuff that evangelical Christianity taught me. I have always had weird feelings about, like I can't completely buy in, but yet I was taught that this is the way it is. Anyway, they helped me initially to kind of question those things and gave me that, I guess, permission to question.
They gave you a space to question and room to dissect and
Right.
rebuild and unpack.
Exactly.
I hate that expression, but it's
Yeah.
relevant here.
Yeah. Let me just unpack this verse.
Yeah.
It's a preacher thing. Anyways, yeah, so the podcast started off with just Michael Gungor. Go ahead. Every time I say Gungor, she says Gungor.
Gungor. Michael Gungor. It just reminds me of
Caveman
like
status.
no, it reminds me of like Attila the Hun or like Genghis
Yeah.
Khan or like some like bally ass warrior who's
Yeah.
just like
Just gonna break some skulls.
yeah, basically.
Started off with Michael Gungor and Science Mike. I think his name is Mike McCarg, something like that.
Science Mike is the most anti-Gunger name probably
it is.
ever.
Science Mike. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. They did like meditations and like they talked about how they questioned like biblical inerrancy, and then they just proceeded to go left and left and left and left, and it got out of my comfort zone.
Which
and
is
then
not always a bad thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like helped challenge some of my thinking for good, I think. And then they added a couple of hosts, which I don't know I honestly forgot their names, but they added a couple of hosts, and then Science Mike left because of whatever reasons. But anyways, there's been some controversy because of Michael Gungor and an episode that him and a couple or one other of the hosts aired, which was about body image and being fat and things like that. He got a lot of static for not centering a marginalized voice, and I don't know, it was a huge thing on Twitter. So I was curious, and I just revisited the Liturgist podcast. So I listened to that episode. I listened to the most recent episode too. So it's been interesting going back to that. And then the other one was Bad Christian, which that was my favorite podcast. I loved it. They lost one of their hosts, Joey. This used to be Matt, Toby, and Joey. They lost Toby for whatever reason. Not Toby. They lost Joey for whatever reason. He's still doing his podcast. He was very vocal about his depression, and he even wrote a book about his depression and all this, and it was really good. I didn't read the book, but I listened to the podcast episode where he was talking about it. Either way, he's gone, and now it's just Toby and Matt, and they were talking about the Gungor thing. So I listened in on some of those episodes, even though I haven't listened to those podcasts in a while. And then there's the usual podcasts I listen to. Reply All, I love it. I love Reply All a lot. And then music. Have I been listening to anything new?
You've been pop punking it a lot lately.
Yeah.
Kind of like emo punk,
Okay, so
reversion, I guess.
I
can't say whether or not I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it
Well,
is what
okay,
it
so
is.
let me just say something about that. I haven't stopped listening to pop punk. I've always had a special place in my heart for pop punk because of a couple of different reasons, but MXPX is one of those bands that kind of helped me break out of my Christian shell back in high school. And they were like the gateway band to like other bands that I thought were good, like, you know, quote unquote secular bands. That's what the Christian kids call them. Either way, I love MXPX. I love pop punk. I just love punk and like off the grid sort of indie, not popular music. If it's popular, it's hard for me to like it unless it's like ironic. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like I can ironically like what's that pop singer? Call Me Maybe.
Oh, God, I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's not Kesha.
No.
Who is it? I don't know.
I can't remember her name.
bad at
It's with a
this.
K. But
I'm bad at
I'll listen to that because it's ironic, and not because I don't know, whatever. I'm weird. So there you have it.
There you have it.
That's our listening, and that's what we did the whole pause for this 7 minutes of time.
I'm
7
gonna
minutes.
end this podcast with a question since we're heading into summer.
Is there going to be an answer to this question?
No, it's rhetorical. I want all the listeners and you to think about it while you go into summertime to grilling season.
Grilling.
And this is
Grilling
via Twitter, so I'm gonna ask the question, okay?
Do it.
Barbecue protocol. If a man or man A is grilling on his grill but has to go inside to get more delicious meat, and man B believes the meat currently on the grill should be turned, should man B ever flip the meat? Or do you wait for man A to come back and flip his own meat?
Who's that tweet from?
Joe Borelli.
At Joe Borelli NYC.
I don't know who this man is. He's a full-time dad, a New York City councilman, Staten Islander, dog owner, part-time professor, spokesman for the New York GOP, contributor at the Hill.
GOP.
Sometime funny rants on Fox News. Bleh.
Oh, he doesn't wear a mask.
Well, it would be appropriate that he's asking about flipping another man's meat then, I guess, right?
Yeah, there you go. He's flipping the Donald's meat, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I guess it would depend on the man and like what kind of meat are we talking about, but let's leave that for another day.
All right, cool. Well, we'll leave you with that. I'll link his tweet so you can ponder the question.
It's ridiculous. I'm like watching the numbers go up and I'm like, is this what like people that are in like
Yeah, it's being like retweeted and liked in real
good
time.
God.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed that I even read that, but like just
Have fun with it.
yeah, enjoy. Everybody, enjoy.
All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your evening, day, morning, whatever time you're listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Don't flip another man's meat. Worry about your own damn meat.
Well,
Or whatever.
I was gonna say it's okay if it's your wife's meat, but okay, yeah, it is. All right, whatever floats your boat, go.
Or whatever flips your meat.
Flips your meat. Whatever flips your meat. I'm gonna stop. All right, guys. Bye.